Hello folks and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. I'm 𝘊𝘰𝘳𝘀𝘭𝘥 here trying to get the spawn done. I'm regretting a little bit the amount of time it's taking to set up this triple spawn all at once. We could have done slightly more modular, but it is primed, it is ready to go. The cooling loop is set and ready to go. We just need electricity over there, which is a whole other battle. I'm getting the oxygen piping set up for into the base, and I think we're just going to pressurize from this side and let it flow over. I think it'll work just fine. And yeah, the power is another issue, because here's the thing. This bomb itself takes 2040 watts itself, and the what is this called? The conductive wire, of course, is limited to 2000 watts, which is fine. I think with the automation and stuff, it would probably be safe to run it with that risk of the 40 watt overload from time to time. I'm a little iffy about it though, and the other problem is we got to run this thing for 10 watts and we have to run these pumps for the base. So as much as I went and I said it's more efficient in materials to not extend this main power bus around the base and down, I'm kind of it's about a net equal, because if you kind of go and say, let's just extrapolate this many tiles, right? This many tiles is 111. Let's call it 120, right? 120 tiles times 25 is I don't know, it's a lot. 125 times 25. I should be able to figure that out, but I'm brain dead right now, so let me do that with a calculator. All right, that is 2,500. So that'd be 2,500 copper, refined copper, to get that done. Problem is, we would need 2 circuits, so times that by 2, we got about 5,000. So there's that, and it would wind around maybe a little bit more. So I'm not sure that's even a full estimate. Or we go and extend this main bus and kind of future-proof, and we look at, say, here and then down. So that many tiles, how many is that? Yeah, about the same. Call it, actually it'd be more. I think I'm low on the number of tiles, but anyways, call it 140 if you will, times, what is it, 100? So that's 14. Yeah, that's 100 times 140. It should be really easy. What is that, 14,000? So, you know, it might be a little cheaper. It might be a little cheaper to do the conductive wire, which sadly I've already run half of it. But I think I am more comfortable just building the main bus around. So with that in mind, I've started draining water from these areas to clear it out, and then we're gonna run this main bus probably through this area. I had thought about going above, but I don't really want to have to deal with this chlorine as well, but there's a way we can deal with that too. So let's just plan it out. I'm kind of just like, I don't want to do it, but I kind of need to do it, so let's just do it. Try and be efficient about it. I'm just gonna build a low wall here. And I don't really mind if the chlorine gets down that way, so maybe we just build up from over here. Yeah, that'll be fine. And what we'll have happen in here is we'll have a main storage, another main storage, because this is almost full. So, well, it's not really working right, but that's fine. So, storage. And there is another thought that goes with that. We turn it into a room. We also plant some pip planted wild plants, and we end up with a park. So when they go into store, they get the park bonus, and everybody's happy. What do we need for one of those parks? Or a nature reserve, park or nature reserve. Morale +3, morale +6. So 4 wild plants, no industrial machinery. Minimum size 32 tiles. I'm pretty sure we cover that pretty comfortably. Yeah. So let's do that. Can we back out of that? Thank you very much. And we're gonna need space for transit tubes, that's right. And we're gonna need 4 plants. So no, keep the 2 on the end. I think we just take, see, now I'm like, where's the middle? 18 tiles, so 9 tiles. Take out the 2 in the middle, 1 on either side of that stack. Because they're going to fill the ends first, ideally. We're going to go ahead and put dirt and ladders with priority 1 on top of those, because I don't care if they ever get built. Maybe some airflow tiles above. I'm gonna have to remove one of those so we can move a pip in, or 2. There we go, there's a drop off. Yeah, they're gonna build the ladders anyways, not a big deal. Okay, let's extend this up. And then we're going to go across that way. And that bleach stone is going to make lots more chlorine. We'll save what we can. And when we get it, we'll stash it down here with... Oh, we already have bleach stone set. That's good. Yeah, bleach stone set. Oxalite's being stored over here. Yeah. And the other thing in not being stored is salt. Oh, oxalate, you should be turned off from there. Thank you. So, we'll set those up just like so. That one doesn't need to be there. And then we need some seeds. What do we want to plant in there? Well, let's have a look at what we have. Seeds being all the way down. Bliss burst, we have a lot. We have a lot of briar seeds. Why don't we just put briar seeds? Yeah, okay. So the way I'm going to do that, I'm going to do click on that. I'm going to turn this off, go back down, go to briar seed. And it's higher priority than anything else, so they should pull it out of storage and put it back in there. Someone's trapped? You are trapped. Nice work, man. Gosh, I love it. Dupes are just so good at making themselves almost die. This is going to be a bit of a problem. Let's just put a little bit of a ledge there at high priority. Is my building really happening at priority 1 right now? Yeah, because I forgot to change it back after moving these things. It's okay, the way I have priorities set right now, the builders are super high priority, well, high enough priority on building, and everybody else is just like, because they're so bad at digging, I doubled down them. That's the only thing about the Happy Digging Dwarf Edition, is that when you see someone dig for 50%, you're like, no, please do not ever dig. Unless they have to do it for their survival, I'd rather they didn't. All right, we need pips. Pip. You know, we're gonna need a sign in here too. And then we might as well use that for some kind of decoration. And I don't know, it's hard to make symmetrical things with an even width room, right? Odd numbers are better for that, in my opinion. So what is that under? Park sign. There it is. What are we making this out of? Granite? Sure. Okay, pips. We got a couple pips right here. I got your pip right here. Let's have them wrangled. High priority on that, please. And we'll get that filled up. Yeah, so I'm waiting for this chlorine to drop its way down. Maybe if I move that over there, it'll tip a little farther to the left. And yeah, because I'm going to build that all the way around, I'm going to strip out this wire that I no longer need. It's not so much I no longer need it, but I'm just not going to use it in that way anymore. And when it comes to here, though, I'll probably connect the two. Like that. And so it happens. Also, the other thing that's happening here, besides the printer being ready, I have put in a bridge here, so this is where our hydrogen comes out and picks up all the heat from in here, all the heat that it can. And then I am siphoning off the hydrogen to go into here so we can basically make my CO2 lock work properly. And then we'll keep CO2 down in the last 2 or 3 tiles, and the rest of it will be filled with hydrogen so they start growing their stuff back. Because we got our first little bit of plastic off of this fella, but he's not going to grow it back without adding hydrogen in there for them. A Drecklet, a Shine Nymph, or a Digging Radiation Eater, and a Suit-wearing, Supplying, Researching dupe. I think we're just going to take the Drecklet, and we're going to turn it into food immediately. Thank you, food. 3,200 kilocal. I'll take it. So yeah, things are coming along. It's just taking time. Okay, that's where that came from, and it made a mess. Beautiful. I love it when water just goes over all the defenses I put up for it. It's all right. We'll get everyone to mop it. And we should clear that air up before we let it out. So let's immediately proceed to not do that. And what I'll do is I'll set one up in here. I mean, I could take the approach from over here and you set one on every other or every level. And then eventually, you know, it's fully cleared up in here now. There might be the odd bit of polluted oxygen. Yeah, I saw one there. That is resilient, but, you know, by and large, they're all taken care of. There's some down here, but we're off-gassing, so there's always going to be a little bit. I could, say, move this over here. Also, I think it's time we got rid of all of this. You're going to be taken out. And you're going to be taken back. Just so. And then this is all still powered off of this circuit for cleaning up the air down here. This one I don't think is necessary anymore. So we'll get rid of that. Yeah, food-wise, we're holding pretty steady. 65 right now, but it's been 65, 70, 90. It's up and down depending on what we have going on, what critters die, and all that jazz. The one problem I've been having, maybe it's not a problem yet. No, it doesn't appear to be. See, these guys say they're cramped. But I guess that's because there are 8 hatches and an egg. So I'm expecting one to get... I don't know. It's what I would expect is when they get cramped, that there becomes an auto-wrangle job made. But that's not doesn't seem to be the way it works. It'll be after the egg hatches and the baby grows up. Then it counts as a full-grown thing. But the problem I have with that is that they're cramped, so their reproduction is down. It's at 0% because they're cramped. I believe that's the way it works. Cramped. Yeah, too crowded once all the nearby eggs hatch. Selected critter has slowed its reproduction to prevent further overpopulation. So, I don't know. I feel like I should drop this down to 7. If I can actually, you know, do things properly. No, enable building. 7, copy settings. I also want to put stone hatches here. And I probably want to turn stone hatches off from here because I don't want them to drown the stone hatches. I can't remember why I want stone hatches, but I want stone hatches. Other than they're tough. Yeah, so this should help them not become cramped. And we'll get the wrangle job. Because what they're supposed to do is wrangle them, drop in here, and then we get the meats, and so on and so forth. If anyone would actually come down and do the job. See, those are prioritized at 8, so if I actually prioritize that at 6, that will hopefully get done. Pick it up. Pick it up. Someone, pick it up. No? How about 7? Like, the ranchers should be ranching all the time, but this isn't a ranching errand. This is a drop-off errand. It's a tidying errand, I guess. If I had to guess. And so I almost feel like Camille, we have to go and say, you are absolutely tidying. Even though you're an operator, but you're not the best operator. That's Dundas. 22 operation. He's also a farmer. I gave him some more skills. But we're at the point now, say, like with Dundas, we could give him another skill. I just don't see the real benefit to it. I don't really want him doing farming and that too much. I may change my mind on that, because having another farmer is not the worst. And we do seem to have the morale for it. The ranching I definitely did want Player X to have. But do we then add farming as well because they've got it? I don't know. I'm content with leaving their skills as they are. As long as they've got like the max athletics and the max strength buffs that we can get, then that's pretty good. Okay, how we doing in here? Are you guys gonna knock some seeds out of here and... Oh, is it here that I set it up? It's cause, oh, they're just gonna keep knocking stuff out. That's right. I think I need to turn these off and let people store it in the other place until we get this planted. And then they'll only have these seeds to knock out. But there's also the fact that I could just turn briar seeds off from here. Copy settings, paste, and then dump the seeds out here. And then these briar seeds should not be put away. Which means that these guys are not going to be constantly knocking it out of the storage bin, causing a dupe to come and go, oh, this is out, I need to put it away. Right? Because our storing dupes would want to do that. But yeah, hopefully we'll see this happen soon. Yeah, just like so. And then we deconstruct that one. And this pattern should hopefully work. This 1, 2, 1. 1 space, 2 space, 1. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Vern? So we'll come back in time and see. And this is a way of making natural, quotes, unquotes, or wild plants for our parks. Yeah, that'll be great, because this is going to be cut off here and here, and then out either side there's going to be atmosuit docks, and we'll probably emulate that down here somewhere at a later time. Boy, I gotta turn the heat up. Brr. Yeah, it gets cold in my office. It's my office is actually outside in a converted shed. So, you know, Canadian winters and small heaters, small building. Yeah, I don't know. It's not always the best experience. But it's my space and I like it. One thing I want to do actually is go through, pick a dupe, say Trivaldo. Let's find Trivaldo. How do we find Trivaldo? Trivaldo. All right, and we are going to rename you Jace. There we go. Thank you for becoming a patron, Jace. I really appreciate it. And welcome in. You're in RimWorld, now you're in Oni. And indeed, I really should make sure that we're all good. Yeah, Legon, Regis, 𝘬𝘭𝘏, Player X, Jace. I'm doing the mental arithmetic here, making sure that's everybody. It is. Player X. I think I am going to give you a crop tending. And do we. Well, you're already on ranching. We could give you an uptick, but I think it's fine. You'll still do farming. One thing that is happening is our growing here of the bristle blossoms is pretty slow because we're not generating water for them all the time. And I'm fine with that. They're kind of bonus food right now because we have enough between, I think, the dust cap and the hatches that we don't have to worry about it too much. I don't think that guy ever got hauled out. No, he didn't. It's really kind of frustrating. I have yet to see this setup in action. So, in time, actually, when those babies grow up, I'm sure we'll see it. Yeah, what is that? 5 hatches and 2 hatchlings? Well, that's exactly 7, so no, maybe we won't. 3 hatches and an egg. 4, 5, 6, 7, and an egg is 8. Yeah, so they should be wrangling someone out of there. Or maybe not. I don't know. That whole thing confuses me a little bit. All right, how we doing on this whole thing? That's been cleaned out. I want to put in a deodorizer right here. We're going to throw an airflow tile underneath it and run some power to it. That'll do, pig. And that way when we burst through here, this gas can get worked out. I am tempted to really just... yeah. Let's do that on all these levels. It'll be temporary while we get it all cleaned up. Can we also mop the last of that water up? You're going to need more ladders for that, at least for that one. That's good. We got a place for the Paku to be comfy for now. And eventually we'll work this out because we'll want to get at that leaky oil fissure at some point. Insufficient oxygen generation. Why is that? Why are you saying that? We look pretty good in here. That's, as long as those are kept running, it's enough for 10 dupes, let alone 8. So that should be okay. Yeah, we got our first artist in, and he is capable of crude art, which looks horrible, but whatever. We have some art now. This weird... it looks like someone took a bite out of it. We'll throw some more skill points into that later on. Oh yeah, we got some water in. So these guys are growing. It just takes some time to get the water to them. I'm not sure these 2 end ones get irrigated very often though. Yeah. Not sure if I should be keeping the shine bugs. It's tempting. I don't know if you can shoot the rad bolts through a door, but if you could shoot them through a door, put a door there, put them in the shine bugs in here to just generate more rads, that would be fine. There's just not enough power on being produced. I did put a second coal generator to see us through for the time being, but yeah, we just have a lot of demands on our power right now. One thing I should do, if I come down to ventilation, and you'll notice I did add these small gas reservoirs and small and medium, and I'm going to make a compact chlorine purification room at some point with those small ones. Because the normal ones I've modded, of course, to have much more volume. So it takes a lot of water and a lot of gas to fill it up and then be able to purify without some really complicated, or at least very energy intensive and material intensive automations going on. So to avoid that, I've installed that mod. I think it just makes sense. But yeah, I'm looking for a canister emptier. I'm gonna plop that right there, and we're gonna have canisters like that of polluted oxygen dumped out there. Is that chlorine? Yeah, it's chlorine. Chlorine still managed to get in there. This is a little weird. Should just be dumping down here, but it seems to have a tendency to, I guess, move to the right. I don't know. All things considered, the gas, well, we can look at the gas overlay, can't we? Oxygen overlay. We're doing pretty good. I mean, there's some CO2 floating around definitely where we're working all the time, but we're not contaminated with too much other stuff. There's just a nice layer of carbon dioxide on the bottom, and that's beautiful. So at some point, I guess I've got to order the building here. So this is going to come up, go over there. I'm going to carry that all the way through. Maybe I should put a joint plate there, I guess. And it'll come down here. And we'll probably run off a couple of... maybe some sub-circuits, maybe not. I think I should power this room off the main bus. So that does mean we're going to have to get rid of all of these. And my... oh my gosh, my poor priming is going to be ruined. Probably. The other option is to try and power it. Fill these top 3 tiles with hydrogen entirely. Nah, we'll work it out. If we gotta prime it again, we gotta prime it again. Alright, this power needs to go through those. Let's get that done so we can clean up that. This was nice and quick, relatively speaking. Just watching our copper resources. We should take stock of that. Our copper ore. We have 101 tons, which is partly why I'm comfortable doing this, is because we do have a lot of copper, and there's more out there for us to get. Like, there's a whole bunch here. The one thing you could say about the Happy Digging Dwarf Edition mod, which is a mouthful, is that it is, I guess, a little imbalanced in that you're going to end up getting more resources out of the asteroid than I think is intended, right? Because instead of getting half of this 824 kilograms, we're going to be getting more like 700 instead of 412. Based on the digging skill of our diggers. All right, this here. Yes, we'll go for polluted oxygen. We'll put that on a 6. And that way, any of those bottles we have kicking around can get thrown in there. All right, let me pass a little more time here. We'll see if we can get something up and running. At least something built through here and get these guys on the go. And I'll come back to you then. I think it might be time to have a look at maybe getting rid of all but one regular Dreco. Simply because we're not going to need them. We should have... what is it that they give? It's the same stuff as this. Reed fiber, isn't it? Let's have a look at our resources for reed fiber. Reed fiber, 59 units. I have a hard time believing we're going to need that much more of that, and especially when we have this stuff constantly producing at a slow rate. So there's really no need to keep looking after these guys. Let's see, 48 of 150, 63. Yeah, we'll just get rid of the oldest one and call that good for Direcos. I'll keep the other one for a while. There we go. A little more meat for the Barbie. Beauty. So there's some progress being made. I had to redesign this because the pips didn't want to plant in that pattern, and it makes sense the way we had it, 2 in the center and then a space for one and a space for one was too cramped. They really like to plant every other tile or in a space of 3, and then you leave 3 and then you just plant 3 again. They might be able to do 2 between, but anyways, that's all on the clay forums. If you're interested in that, look up pip planting. There's some very good write-ups on that. But we got it planted anyways. Just took more time than I'd hoped. We have a nice group of decor in the middle, but what I'm really looking for, of course, is the room overlay. And we have a nature reserve for a +6 morale. And it would be kind of neat if I had maybe worked in some other access so that dupes had to come through this in order to get out to their suits eventually, but I'm fine with it. It'll just be another storage space with a little bit of decoration in it. And we can actually take these pips out now, and they can get put back in the kitchen until we need them next time. And you know, if they die, then the meat's real close to where we need it. Yeah. Over here, we're getting the main power spine, if you will, the main bus wired in, and as I said, we're probably gonna bust our nice wiring through here. So this is gonna come around through there. How am I gonna do this? I guess up and over like that, and this is gonna need a heavy watts plate. What brain? Hello, here it is. And that, like so. Hopefully they can reach that far. Maybe I should hold on that. Flooding. Ah, yes. No. No, wait. No. Not my pips. Crap. They're supposed to go in here. I guess we need higher priority for that. Well, how can we stop the impending death of this pip? We go ahead and snip this. No, that's still going to be a red signal. We say open, priority 9. Or actually make it higher than that. Make it priority 11. That's what that is, right? Gotta crank it up to 11. What am I looking for? Automation. Reconnect that. Hold your breath. Hold your breath. Alright, there you go. And let's try and wrangle that again. You can get out of there, though, preferably. Because you're going to trigger it again. Yeah. Come on. Come on, dupes. There we go. Thank you, 𝘬𝘭𝘠𝘭. 𝘬𝘭𝘠𝘭 was starting to pick up a little bit of stress, but it's all gone now. He had slime lung briefly. And hello, we don't need to do that anymore. What? That. There we go. Now things are looking better. We have a ton of achievements here. We might as well rhyme them off. Turn of the century. That was for 100 turns. Royal flush. Red light, green light. Good egg. And that's it. And are we ready to go here? I think so. Let me get that heavy watt plate again. Connect it right there. Put that right there. And, oh my god, we're powering it. I don't want that powered yet, but thank you. I'm glad it's hooked up. Partly because the hydrogen is going to be... Okay, it's got some oxygen in it, but it's not going down to the thing. It's not going to break our AETN. So whatever, we'll get a little oxygen in here with the hydrogen. These guys are going... I should have some kind of automation for that, if I'm honest. Oh, let me think about that. What we would need to do is to put in Atmos sensors over here in this area, next to each one of these vents, and then run automation back to these. So when it's under 1,500 kilograms, but I don't know. I could just run them always. I don't want to run them always, though. That's just a lot of, pardon me, a lot of power for not a lot of return. So what do I do? I might put them on a timer. And why didn't I think of hooking up automation to these beforehand? I don't know. Let's just go in here. We'll just take this wire and we'll snip it farther back so that they're not powered. And we'll get into this space again. We'll hook some automation wires up to them. And then what I might do is just put them on a timer and only have them run for a certain amount of time a day. I think that might be a way to do it. Anyways, we're finally pretty much there. I also decided to move these hydrogen generators back over here. And what I might do is kind of like these guys, set up some 𝘊𝘰𝘯𝘪 next to these. I'm just not sure we're going to have the 𝘊𝘰𝘯𝘪. I'd have to look for seeds. 𝑊HEEZ. No, E's. How about just W-E? No, waterweed? Maybe we don't have any more 𝘊𝘰𝘯𝘪. That could be the reason. No, I know we have at least one. WHEEZ. Wart seed. That's why. It's just so we have 2 more wart seed. It's not going to be enough to cool these down long term. We're going to need a better long-term cooling solution. If you have any suggestions, let me know, because we don't have a geyser for it. We have all the hot geysers. We just don't have ones that are going to be able to delete the heat. And we only have the one AETN. It does delete heat, but I'm not sure that's going to be a long-term solution either, because we're already using it to, or we will be using it to cool our oxygen. So I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to have to leave it there. We've run out of time. Thanks again to Jace, new patron, and indeed to all patrons and members. I appreciate you guys. Just as I do all of you viewers out there in viewerland, which is totally the same land as I'm in most of the time. just another dude making the YouTubes. All right, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you the next time. Bye for now.